Leonardo da Vinci grew up with a curiosity so powerful could outrun a galloping horse, leap over a mountain of mysteries, and still find energy to ask 1,000 questions before lunch, leaving grown-ups blinking wildly in absolute confusion. He was born in 1452 in the quiet village of Vinci, where rolling green hills looked like frozen ocean waves and winding paths whispered old secrets to anyone patient enough to listen, which Leonardo always seemed effortlessly gifted at doing. As a child, he wandered through forests and fields with bright, lantern-like eyes that missed nothing, collecting feathers, pebbles, bugs, and strange treasures for a secret museum that existed entirely in his imagination and inside his very crowded pockets. He watched birds soar through the sky with such smooth grace that he dreamed humans might one day join them in the clouds, preferably without crashing into a tree ant. He studied every wingbeat as if each one hid a cosmic riddle waiting to be solved. He sketched everything he found beautiful or confusing, twisting tree branches, sneaky cats, swirling rivers, filling pages so quickly it looked like his drawings were trying to escape and take over the world with their energetic scribbly charm. He asked so many questions that adults sometimes stared at him like baffled owls, unsure if they should provide an answer, run away dramatically, or award him a shiny trophy for most curiosity per minute in the entire Renaissance. He studied river currents with such seriousness that people often found him lying beside the water, watching ripples as if they carried glowing secret messages written just for him by the whispering universe. His notebooks overflowed with tiny, magical sketches that looked like enchanted doodles from a fairy's private journal, each one squeezed into corners, margins, and every scrap of open space he could locate with laser-like precision. As he grew older, his curiosity expanded like a runaway balloon drifting toward the stars, swelling with new questions every day, and dragging him into ideas so fast even he could barely keep pace with himself. He trained in Andrea del Verrocchio's workshop, surrounded by the comforting smell of wood shavings, fresh paint, sizzling metal, and the steady clinking rhythm of creativity being hammered into breathtaking shapes. Leonardo learned to mix colors, carve marble, and sculpt figures so gracefully that Verrocchio once stared at his work in stunned silence before mumbling, "Well, I think I might just politely retire now." His painting became so soft, smooth, and shimmering that it felt like light itself tiptoed onto his canvases, eager to join the magical moment he was quietly creating with every brushstroke. But painting was only a single chapter in Leonardo's enormous book of fascinations, a book thick enough to use as a stoolant. He refused to choose just one passion when the entire universe was sitting there waiting for him like an open invitation. He designed cathedrals with towering arches that looked like giants had sculpted them with gentle hands, and he sketched imaginative structures that curled upward like elegant seashells frozen mid-twirl. He invented bridges, machines, gears, and flying devices that looked brilliant, exciting, and slightly dangerous for anyone hoping to keep their eyebrows, giving his workshop the energetic vibe of a wizard engineer's magical lair. He imagined humans soaring on feathery wings, convinced that if birds could master the sky, then humans surely could too, though he wisely avoided jumping off cliffs to prove it and settled for testing small, wooden models instead. He drew giant crossbows taller than houses, fantastical diving suits for underwater treasure hunts, and mechanical knights that looked like armored time travelers from a distant future sneaking into the Renaissance for a quick visit. Leonardo studied nature with the patience of someone reading the universe one leaf at a time, believing that every pattern from a curling fern to a rolling thunderstorm was part of an enormous cosmic secret waiting to be decoded. He observed how cats stretched and balanced before jumping, convinced that their mysterious movements hid the blueprint for perfect motion, even trying to imitate them when he thought no one nearby was watching. He dissected plants and animals not out of gloominess, but out of boundless wonder, wanting to understand how life fit together like an extraordinary, invisible link puzzle crafted by the universe. He chased birds across open fields to study their wings mid-flap, creating hilarious scenes where children sometimes ended up chasing him. He chased the birds, turning science into a chaotic yet joyful running sport. His drawings of hands show every tiny curve and bend, because he was mesmerized by how fingers acted like precise living tools capable of art, invention, exploration, and occasional mischief. His curiosity was so enormous that he often froze mid-sentence, drifting into thoughts so deep his friends had to wave, clap, or snap their fingers in front of him to bring him back from whatever brilliant universe he was visiting. He painted the Mona Lisa, giving her a smile so quietly mysterious that centuries later people still argue endlessly about what she was thinking, and Leonardo kept adjusting tiny details as if he were tuning a secret. He created the Last Supper, capturing a burst of emotion so vivid that viewers feel as if they've stepped directly into the room that accidentally interrupted a moment of breathtaking intensity. People who saw his art whispered, "How does he do this?" and occasionally, "Does he even sleep?" And most assumed the honest answer was a very tired but determined probably not. Leonardo believed art, science, nature, and invention were all ingredients in one enormous cosmic soup. And each day he stirred that soup with curiosity, imagination, and a joyful dash of creative madness. He studied human anatomy with such precision that his drawings still impress modern doctors, looking like futuristic medical illustrations mysteriously delivered centuries before their time. His imagination fluttered from idea to idea like a hummingbird zipping between flowers, sipping inspiration everywhere it landed, refusing to stay perched for longer than a single heartbeat. His notebooks swelled into thousands of pages filled with spirals, gears, flying machines, hydraulic systems, and backward-written notes packed so tightly it looked like he was racing against time itself. He wrote in mirror script backwards to either hide his ideas from nosy eyes or simply because his brain enjoyed doing things in wonderfully mysterious and brain-twisting ways. He drew mechanical lions, water-walking shoes, and robot soldiers that could move using hidden gears, proving that his imagination lived at least 300 years ahead of everyone else. His slow, careful painting style sometimes drove his sponsors absolutely bonkers, but Leonardo insisted that true beauty need not be rushed, just like a sunrise or a perfectly baked pizza. He worked deep into the night by candlelight, surrounded by half-built inventions, feathers, gears, sketches, and dreams that glowed gold in the warm, flickering flame. Later in life, he moved to France with his art, his notebooks, and a mind still overflowing with ideas, where the king welcomed him like a long-lost magician returning with a suitcase full of wonders. Even in his final years, Leonardo kept learning, sketching, inventing, and imagining, powered by the same endless curiosity that had guided him ever since he was a brilliant, question-filled child. Today, his notebooks are treasured like chests overflowing with sparkling ideas, and people around the world still gasp with awe when they see the intricate pages filled with genius. His masterpieces glow in museums with the quiet brilliance of a man whose imagination refused to stay inside any line, inspiring millions of dreamers, builders, creators, and curious explorers everywhere. Kids read about him and imagined themselves painting masterpieces, tinkering with strange contraptions, or watching the sunrise while dreaming up wings to ride the morning wind. And every time someone whispers, "What if?" they carry a tiny spark of Leonardo's spirit, bright, bold, and unstoppable as it travels from one curious mind to another like a floating ember of inspiration. His life still shines like a golden lantern guiding explorers of every age toward wonder, imagination, and the joyful magic of looking just a little closer. And if you listen carefully, his story still whispers, "Look deeper, wonder boldly, create bravely." Your imagination can change the world, a message that continues glowing softly through history.